This video is a comparison of two smart home CCTV cameras, the Xiaomi Mija Xiaofang and the Xiaoyi Yi Home. So here they are as they come in the box, both small in size and both packing a huge amount of features. On the back of the box you will find relevant information on both cameras. The Yi Home is the EU version, and the Xiaofang is the Chinese version, since it is intended for China only. First we have the Xiaofang smart home camera. The Xiaofang is made by Xiaomi under their Mija line of products and is their cheapest at around £15 or $18 on AliExpress. In the box you find the camera itself, a power adapter and a USB cable. The camera is controlled by the Mi Home app. To add the camera, you just tap the plus symbol in the top right and select the camera model listed on the screen. Once selected, you need to tell the camera to start setup, so turn it over and find the setup button on the rear side and hold it. Confirm the prompt on the app and move to the next stage. Select the Wi-Fi network you want for the camera and input your password. The app will generate a QR code to share the network with the camera. The hardest part of the setup is getting the camera to read the QR code. It only likes certain angles, so just keep moving it around until it reads it. It took me a few attempts. Now the app will let you know the connection progress of the camera. I was filming far away from my router, so it doesn't work as normal for me. Then the app will ask where the camera is placed, so if you have more cameras they will be easy to distinguish in the app. After some brief initialization, the app will display the camera feed. The footage is 1080p and on phones it looks really clear. It isn't as nice when viewed on PC, but there is still plenty of detail. The colours on the Xiaofang are really great, and I think the higher resolution makes the viewing on smaller screens pleasant, even when you switch to lower quality streaming to save data. The camera has a speaker on it, so you can stream your voice from phone to camera, a nice extra feature if you need it. You can also activate the microphone on the camera and stream the audio to your phone. Both cameras have infrared night vision up to around 9 meters, I couldn't film anything in the dark here, but I can confidently say it works perfectly and all details are captured even when the room is pitch black. You can access the motion detection recordings through the app. It is worth mentioning that the Xiaofang is China only, and as such you need to select China mainland when setting up your Mi Home app. I haven't found this actually affects anything, but I was recommended to not update the firmware of the camera just in case. You can set some automation tasks with the app. Personally, I find no use for it and rely on manually turning the camera off and on when I need it. The motion detection sends notifications through the app almost immediately anyway. You don't need a huge SD card for the camera as it can be set to record only motion events. The camera also has some general settings, such as the time display on footage and image orientation if you mount the camera upside down with the magnetic base. Another neat feature. The motion detection has settings for frequency of notifications and sensitivity to movement. It can be useful to lower these if you get lots of false positives. So here is the footage from the camera SD card. The colours are really nice and objects are clear. The light balance is good on auto and adjusts well depending on the time of day. The footage gets grainy when viewed on larger screens despite being 1080p, but you can still see the mesh on the speaker and the details on the radio and cube toys. If you wanted to film through a window, you can. The camera isn't suitable to be placed outside, but when placed in a window it films a fair amount of detail, so could be used to let you know what is going on in your garden or the front door. A bit grainy, but you can see the movement of the tree in the distance and the colours of the leaves. Now we are onto the Yi Home camera by Xiaoyi. Again, it is the cheapest of their smart home CCTV products, as they have made upgrades to newer models, but these come with a price hike. The Yi Home is more expensive than the Xiaofang at around £26 on Amazon or AliExpress. In the box you get the camera, EU power adapter and charging cable. The Yi Home is controlled through the Yi Home app. To begin setup, you might need to press the reset button with a pin on the back of the camera. Then you get a voice prompt letting you know it is ready for setup.
Reset is successful. Welcome to Yi Home camera. Waiting to connect.
Again, you need to give the app the Wi-Fi password and you get a QR code to share with the camera. Again, this is temperamental and took a few attempts.
Please face the QR code towards the camera lens and wait for it to scan. Connecting to Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is connected. Pairing is successful. You can start using your camera now.
Then you input the camera location again to help you determine which camera is which in your app. The Yi Home has a cloud subscription service option. You can use the camera exactly the same as the Xiaofang as a standalone IP camera, or you can pay to keep the footage in the Yi cloud for access later. I personally have no need for this, as the motion detection is enough for me. Again, the footage on a smartphone looks really clear. I definitely think the colours are not quite as deep as on the Xiaofang, but the detail is great, especially given the Yi Home base model is only 720p. You can still see what you need to see, and the connection is faster since it's intended for usage in Europe. The app has the same options for sending audio to the camera and receiving audio to the app. There are also options for image rotation, disabling the status light on the front of the camera, and the time zone. The motion detection is dubbed Smart Detection here, but has the same options as the Xiaofang with sensitivity and frequency. You can also set the activity zone to be monitored on the feed. You can switch the quality of the feed to save data or view higher quality. I think both look really good and stick with the auto option to let the app determine based on the network speed. So here is the inside footage from the Yi Home. The colour just isn't as vibrant and looks washed out, but otherwise the details are good and the camera works flawlessly. The mesh on the speaker is visible, and so are the details on the toys, so the quality is comparable to the Xiaofang, even at only 720p. You can even make out the shadow of my plants up on the door there, not bad. And if you look really closely you'll see the sunlight moving extremely quickly away from me. Here is the outside footage. Again, it is fairly clear. I would hazard to say that despite the lower color depth, the details are clearer outside than the Xiaofang camera. You can see the movement of the leaves and the details of the leaves on the ivy and bushes. Since these are smart home devices, they will be present in your house, so design is quite important. The devices couldn't be more different, the Yi Home standing tall and slim, and the Xiaofang being a cube on a stand. I find they both fit nicely into the room and blend with other objects. You may prefer one over the other though. That's all from me on this video. I hope it helps you make an informed decision on the two cameras.